It is the 21st of March 1943. Germany, being back on the map, is bringing troops back that have gone into hiding, and these divisions are moving through Polish defense lines and have currently captured the supply hub here and are trying to get them some encirclements going on their own. We cannot effectively help them anymore at this point because our divisions are completely exhausted. They are very, very short on men and materiel. But we do have an opportunity to shorten our front line here and to retake the remaining provinces of Wilno. In order to do that, we're redirecting the troops from the First Army to create an encirclement here, and then we will wipe out these remaining divisions. But after that, our focus will have to be once more an assault into the northern regions. And in order to do that, we are going to need some more forces there. So once the First Army is somewhat reconstituted, we might send them up north. The mobile divisions of the Fifth Army are in such dire need of reinforcements that I'll probably just combine some of them to actually get some combat, like maybe one or two combat effective divisions out of that, because right now they are so severely under strength that they're not necessarily very effective. I believe the naval invasion attempt near Riga has stopped, so we can once again get these Second Army divisions onto... Where's the Second Army? Actually, this is Fifth Army, this is Second Army. So let's get the Second Army divisions back on their positions. These supply problems we have over here are simply down to the fact that the supply lines near Leningrad had been cut by that naval invasion, and we're sending troops back. This is another Fifth Army division that can get onto the regular front line here. And I think they are actually on the front line, so they will just have to move. A couple more friendly divisions from the Axis in exile. They can make themselves useful elsewhere. The other thing that we really need to address is the island of Åland, and that is problematic because on that island, there are 2 to 4 enemy task forces docked in this naval base. And that's the reason we can't send unescorted transports over, because they will just be annihilated on the approaches. So first of all, we need to deal with the enemy shipping over there. And for that reason, I don't think I can give these... no, I can actually. My close air support planes are actually capable of doing some operations. Let's see. Let's have a quick review, because I can't remember what that model looked like. So we've got the Mark I Larka, which is a multi-role close air support plane. But yes, it is actually capable of doing port strikes. It can't do naval strikes because it doesn't have any torpedoes, but the bomb base that these things are carrying are capable of doing port strikes. So I am going to move all of my air force here, and then we will begin port strike operations. So aerial superiority and as escort, and port strike operations against the ships in port and the island of Åland. And we will do the same with this air wing. They will be on port strike operations over the upper Baltics. All right, airplanes are about the only thing we're still producing at this point, but we've got 49 naval bombers actually that we can start probably launching from here. So let's create a new... can we create a new air wing? If we go to this airport, okay, we cannot, but here we can. Okay, so let's get another air wing open. These guys are just going to start with pilot exercises. The rest of the air groups are going to begin port strikes in order to clear out the port of Åland from these enemy strike groups. I believe there are some Dutch ships in the area. We've seen them before, and I don't think there's anything in the air over there. No, there isn't. So we should be okay to conduct these operations. Now, we're still repairing our infrastructure, and then we will have to begin fortifying the lines here. Now, I've deployed a defensive line along the Königsberg front, but and this front line here still needs to be addressed. But the fallback line obviously is near Kaunas, so we'll schedule a little bit more fortification along the lines here. Maybe also here, actually. All right. But other than that, we do need to still improve our anti-air, our ground-based anti-air systems, because we have been continuously struck by enemy bombing, and that is causing us losses. But we have finally logistics that are under control. All right, in the north, how are we going to go on the offensive here? I think we have opportunities for at least localized offensives. The problem is obviously the further north we push, the less the less supply we're going to have. So this supply hub is still in good shape, but the front lines are obviously very short. The supply lines are very short, so we are limited by railways here, which means we do need to upgrade the railways, and that is going to be. That's actually not so bad. Okay, so we can prioritize that first, just to make sure that we get the railway connections built up here, and that will that'll improve things somewhat, hopefully, on the front lines here, and we might be able to launch an offensive operation. Actually, we've got 3 divisions here that are not in great shape, but also not in terrible shape. So I'm going to go and see. Let's see. This is a waterway, so we should be able to cut these divisions off here in a swift operation. So let's move forward, and then encircle these 2 divisions here. Because I don't think there's much resistance from the Soviets. Small operations, but we'll go ahead and push them out here. Try to destroy some Soviet resistance. I don't think the Soviets are putting up much of a fight anymore at this point. At least I hope not. They have some divisions here, but I think they are having to deal with the Allies, who we have quite decisively weakened as well. So divisions here are moving into their front lines. I do have a 1 4th Army division that doesn't know where it needs to go. This is 4th, isn't it? Yeah, this is the 4th Army, so that division can move onto that front line. And yes, we will be joining in some of the. Oh no, actually, it's this 5th Army division. Okay, so we'll deal with these mobile divisions as they come. We have started our first port strike operations, and yes, we are facing 3 Dutch cruisers. What is that? 18 destroyers. And 3 heavy cruisers, 3 light cruisers, 3 heavy cruisers. We have done minor damage, so this is good to see. We're starting to do some damage to these ships in port, and hopefully we can clear out the sea region. We're making a breakthrough here in the north, and the biggest problem is that we have no supply in the area. The next supply hub is Murmansk, so probably the first thing we'll try is cut through this line here and see if we can take Murmansk, because Murmansk has a unlike the other seaports, has a railway connection from which we can supply it. So that should be hopefully quite a positive thing, and we'll see if we can do this with the divisions that we've got available. We're not going to push on the western side just yet, but for now we'll see if we can conduct a couple small operations here, break through these Soviet defenses, and work our way towards forwards there. We are being assaulted here and we definitely need to reinforce that very quickly. We are being assaulted here by, what is this, Greek Greek divisions. So we're going on the defensive in most areas here for now, but we've got sufficient divisions here now on the line. Everybody else is moving into position, and we're getting ready to cut off these. What do we got? 2 Polish divisions and 1 British division. So we'll work towards getting them sorted out. Everybody else is moving into position along the lines here to hold Königsberg to make sure that this is our forward defense, to make sure that the Germans are not getting squished there. And once we have a bit of a buffer in terms of trains and trucks, then I'll deprioritize these in terms of resources. We are still struggling, I think. Where are we? Resource map. Yeah, we're still struggling due to infrastructure damage and sabotage missions with steel extraction. So I'm not sure who's sabotaging us here. We do not have an intelligence agency of our own, but it's likely that somebody's been planting explosives and dealing damage to our divisions, to our extraction there, which is bad. Okay, we've got another port strike happening and some more damage to these ships. Nothing sunk just yet, but our aircraft haven't taken any losses so far, and we've got the fuel, most importantly, to make this happen. So this is good. We don't really have anybody in Air Force Command or any spirits of the Air Force, so that's also something that we need to deal with. We do have a little bit of political power, but our war support once again is very, very low, and that is mostly due to combat casualties that we've taken. And it looks like most of the Soviet divisions escaped here, actually. But we might be able to catch that light tank division and wipe that out. So we'll see if we can we'll see if we can assemble some form of strike package towards the north. But for now, we don't have enough troops. We've lost 5 airplanes. That is mostly the Larkas. Okay, there are actually 4 French battleships here as well. We've done very minor damage to these, but we've taken some losses in the operation. At least this gives us some information as to what we're facing here. So the French battleships obviously have a much better AA than the light cruisers and everything else. So let's try to deal briefly with this little incursion there and with these divisions. I am actually going to start shortening the front line here, or the fallback line, and I'm going to get these divisions here to actually have a proper front line. And we are going to plan an offensive with the target of taking Murmansk. That is the first goal. That gives us supply in the north, and hopefully can start working us towards the further north of the further operations in the north. So these 2 divisions, one division needs to take them on there. Other division can hold the line, and everybody else just gets into position here. I have no idea where they want to go. Why are we having this weird outlier here? Let's not have that. These divisions can support, can move on to the fallback line. Okay, that's better. Yeah, as usual, no supply here, but we'll see if we can encircle this light tank division there. No problems in the south, I presume. Okay, the assaults have ceased. We do need to, however, make sure that we're holding this position here. So I am actually going to extend the front line. No, actually we should be... Yeah, no, I'll extend it here to make sure we don't get attacked from the south. Okay, these divisions are now in place, so we can see what we can do here. And I think we are going to... We can merge 2 divisions here. Consolidate these 2. That gives us one actual fighting strength division here. And the tank division also is extremely under strength. So we'll bring that one division over to Wilno. But the rest is just going to stay there for now, as until we get to the point that we can actually do something with them. The tank division is still not moving. Everybody else is moving into place, and we've seen some more port strikes. Another Larka Mark 1 has been lost, but we're steadily okay. There's an American ship as well. So we've got 4 French battleships. We've got a couple of French cruisers. We've got an incredible amount of destroyers, and we've got pretty much the French and the Dutch navies here that we are slowly starting to inflict some damage on. They have put some fighters up, but not too many. So we'll see if we can deal with that. There's a small number of French fighters up. But I think our ground-based AA can more or less take care of that. Sorry, what was I looking for? Yes, we need more trains, more trucks. Why have we lost? We were just okay with trains. Why have we lost so much in? Oh, that was because the southern front had disconnected, so we didn't actually need trains on the southern front. Yeah, so we're still not there in terms of logistics, but we'll get there. I am almost thinking that I do need to consolidate the 1st Army divisions here as well into something that can fight. Yes, we'll do that. We'll get these 2 divisions consolidated, and we've got 3 divisions here. Let's get those 2 consolidated as well. I am not going to use my political power to award medals at this point, because where do we have? The naval bombers are standing by. Why are you standing by? Perform port strikes, please. Yes. That's why nothing's happened. So you're on port strike. You can't perform port strikes, so you perform naval strikes if you can. And a pilot exercise, everybody else is doing the right thing. Okay, cool. So we've got that sorted. We continue to chip away at the enemy shipping. We've got a long way ahead of us there. So everything here is in order. I am going to start moving the railway gun up north, because that can. Okay, it looks like we are getting counterattacked here by some Soviet divisions. So let's send one more division up north to assist with the defense, because I would like to manage this encirclement here. Let's see if we can take that. Yeah, we do need to wear down these ships, and yes, we are doing minor damage, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, divisions here are in place, so I will begin. And again, these divisions are still very under strength. They are short. I think mostly it's artillery that we're really missing. So the offensive power from these divisions is not great. But let's begin the operation here and see if we can support that from the north and from the south. And we will also send in that division. There we go. So how is that going to look? So these divisions here are pretty strongly entrenched. So this might be a hard fight, but we'll see how we'll see if we can manage to push them out from there. In the north, it looks like where's my 2nd division? 2nd division is incoming. Okay, 2nd division's coming in. They're getting attacked from all directions, because the Soviets want to prevent the light tank division from being cut off. They have reacted a lot faster than the Allies in the past have. So, and we lost another Larka, but we keep doing minor damage. The Larkas are not particularly effective on this, but they at least can defend themselves, because we are now starting to see some British fighters in the air. But I think they will be able to deal with that. And we just keep chipping away at their shipping. We have a decision. Oh, it's an ace pilot. Oh, wow, nice. We have an ace pilot. That is amazing. Let's have a brief look at that. Our first ace pilot, handsome Perna, and he is giving naval targeting. So that's on one of the naval strikes. Nice. One of the naval strike wings. Okay, let's see if we can push back the Soviets there and manage the encirclement. We're sending a second division over, and we are still trying to break through their defenses here, but these 4 divisions are going to be a very tough nut to crack. And it looks like our assault is somewhat faltering, especially these Polish divisions are quite strong by the looks of it. So I think we will have to abort that attack for now, and we'll wait for a better opportunity, because fighting these entrenched divisions here, despite the fact that there is no fortification, is beyond our capabilities at this point. How are we in terms of? Yeah, we're still short on trains, and we keep damaging ships. I'm still waiting for something to be actually sunk. So let us then focus more on the northern front and see how the operations are going to go there. Germans are being counterattacked. They haven't managed to create the encirclement here, but that's why we have some divisions along the Königsberg line to prevent anybody from breaking through. And I think this tank division is. Yeah, they're short on mechanized troops quite significantly. So we will see. Anyway, okay, there's a division now that's pushing further north, and the Soviets might have reinforced the lines here. So I think that encirclement hasn't really happened, and we just keep damaging the ships there. Right. So this is not something we can easily crack for now. We'll let the divisions dig in here, and lost 2 more naval bombers. We've lost 2 Cirques this time. And yeah, there's a crazy amount of ships here, so this might take a long time until we get that sorted. Where are we losing in the Belarus? We are losing. It's where the aerial focus is currently. Are we building AA here? Yes, we are. That's too much. Let me just check which one that is. So I want that up to level 2 at least. Prioritize that, because that's where we're currently losing trains. Get that built. How is the supply situation in the north? Still poor-ish. But we're getting a little better here now that we've upgraded. We've started upgrading the railway lines, and I'll just schedule another upgrade. Maybe we can manage to actually supply all these regions here, and more chipping damage to the enemy shipping. But hopefully, eventually, we'll get there. Yeah, these divisions are not powerful enough to break through that defense. So unfortunately, we'll have to live with that situation for the time being. And in the north, we are defending against a Soviet onslaught. But I am wondering if we want to pull in the First Army assault divisions up north, but I think they might actually not be performing too well. These are 9 divisions of the 3rd Army, so we've got 3rd Army divisions. The rest of them are holding the line south here. We need to, where are we? Terrain. We still need to capture these provinces here along the Onega, but not pushing any further right now until we've sorted out the supply situation. So this puts us into a position where we don't really have an awful lot of forces free to conduct any offensive operations. We'll see. Maybe we have a chance here for a localized counterattack, but with the Soviets assaulting, we should be actually getting some equipment back. and lost another Larker Mark 1. The dive bombers are getting shot down a little bit more easily. In general, the planes are not the greatest, so let us see if we can once again conduct that operation here and then manage to encircle this tank division. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not going to ignore the port strikes until something interesting happens there. But if we can cut this division off here, that would be good. Just have to keep an eye on everything else and make sure that no one else is making any sudden moves. The Soviets are being pushed back by the Allies still significantly. All right, they're trying to counterattack again, but I think we will be breaking through there. We can send reinforcements from the south, and probably should at this point. And we will see if we can hold this. I'm going to speed this up very slightly. I'm just wary of things happening somewhere where I'm not paying attention. Okay. They have managed to push back one of our divisions. I'm sending a better supplied one in to hold to take part in the defense, to free up the offensive division towards the north here. And we will see if we can manage to encircle this tank division, which has been almost annihilated, honestly, in the last. They are extremely under strength as well. So we'll leave them here for now. Other division is moving in. Okay, we have encircled the tank division, so we have the railway guns in position now, so we can wipe out the tank division and shorten the front line here. And I think we can wipe them out before the Soviets are pushing back from the north. Yep, we've got the tank division defeated. And that somewhat consolidates our front line here. We'll see. There we go. And how is that looking supply-wise? Not great. So the motorized range should be able to supply it, but I think we just don't have enough trains to bring the goods to the front. So while we are managing to create offensive operations. The problem is Murmansk is quite a ride, so I am not certain if we can manage this too well. We might need something like a cavalry division that we can use for more rapid operations. But I think the Soviets' lines are starting to show some gaps here, so I'm going to do some tentative pushes north, and keep moving the railway artillery into position. We might have a chance here to break through the Soviet lines and to extend our advantage. So let's see, can we push north further? Let's keep the momentum going and see if we can manage to strike along. What is the terrain here? I'll slow it right down again because I tend to miss things otherwise. Terrain mode. So these are mountainous provinces, so pushing through these is going to be really difficult, which means we are going to try and see if we can maintain our momentum, ideally along the railway line, and to control Murmansk. So let's see if that's working. We'll send 2 more divisions here to take the western end of the mountain range, and we need the railway guns, the railway artillery. Why can I not move it any further? Oh, because it's currently engaged. That's why. Okay, quick look. Nothing else going on. What is our naval attack doing? Oh, we're starting to lose a lot of planes here, but we are doing some significant damage to these enemy ships at this point. So I think it's adding up, and we'll see how long we can sustain it. The Soviets are starting to push back against our lines here. Worst case, we fall back behind the river line where we have supply and they don't. But we've got 100 political power, which means we can start off. That is combat casualties. Yes, exhort heroism. So we'll start some propaganda around the heroic deeds of our troops on the front lines, and how this is keeping the how this is pushing the enemy back continuously. No one's attacking in the south, and that attack has faltered, so we'll see if we can manage the push towards Murmansk here. We'll just have to maintain the momentum, and I think the Soviet divisions are quite weak at this point, so the rest of the troops can follow along to hold the front line. I'm going to leave one division here, and the other one move north and try to capture the other river line. But we will see if we can actually get these 3 divisions to push through. And yes, bring up the railway artillery. Okay. Oh, the railways are not converted, that's why. Yes, the railway. We're still working on getting the railway converted to our standards, which means the railway artillery can't push up until that's the case. So we'll see how that goes. We've struck the enemy group in the open sea, but it's not really done an awful lot. We've got a port strike here, doing additional damage. Well, it'll just have to take time. How is the new naval bomber wing doing? We've got, this is a fighter wing. These guys, yeah, they can start joining the fray and conduct port strikes in the upper Baltic, and actually port strikes and naval strikes if you can. So for the whole group, port strikes and naval strikes, whatever you can facilitate. Okay, divisions are moving. I'm going to speed it up again, and we are pushing. Haven't sunk anything, and we are starting to hit. We've sunk an American convoy. Yeah, we'll take that. Probably American troops as well. So let's see. Let's see if we have any success here. Okay, we have managed to push through. The question is, where are they retreating to? Okay, they are retreating east quite significantly. So we will leave one of the weaker divisions behind and get the others to push on. And we have sunk another American convoy. Yep, I'm all for that. And keep damaging the ships in port over there. I don't think we have any airports in the north that we can use in any case to make anything happen here. So try to hold this position. We'll see. We'll see if we can push through, cut off these divisions from the region, and if we can manage to capture Murmansk, then that'd be great. Where are we losing trains? Still, which one is this? Is the Poland air zone? So. I think we are. Yeah, we are constructing. anti-air, but it's going to take a while until we get through it. So that's just something we're going to have to live with for the time being. We can get another doctrine, however. So that will give us minus 10% supply consumption. Yes, that is extremely valuable for us. So let's get that immediately going. And we'll see how our operations are going to happen in the north here. We might need some additional divisions. How many divisions am I going to need here? One, just to hold this line here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 divisions should be sufficient. So we can bring 5 more divisions of this group. So we'll leave 4, and we bring the others over. That's 3 divisions. We need 1 more. 4 divisions. Okay, and bring the other ones to the front line to support the offensive operations in the north here. The Soviets are counterattacking, but I think we may be able to run on the supply that we're packing to get through towards Murmansk. That would be a significant moment if we can pull that off. And I think the Soviets are sufficiently weakened. Can we pull? Yes, we can pull up the railway cannons to Kandalashka, I believe is what it would be called, but not quite yet because the railways are still under construction. But that German Eisenbahnbatterie sure is going to come in useful. And here we are just advancing as we go. We've got 2 divisions. I am going to get 1 division to... No, we'll do this with 2 divisions. I'm going to leave 1 behind here and the other one to advance towards Murmansk. We are going to need more divisions. We're pulling them off the other front line, the other defensive line here, while we get everybody into position and shuffle that around. But I think we may be able to reach Murmansk if the Soviets don't have any defenses there. If they have significant defenses there, then we are going to be, not in a position to defeat anybody. But if we manage to outflank them, then this might actually work. So let's bring the railway artillery up even further north. And yes, our supply lines are stretched, but our logistics are getting better. And with the recent focus on increased production of trains, and hopefully the trains themselves are capable. They've defended Murmansk. That is very unfortunate. Because I don't think we can beat these guys. Because they've got two entrenched divisions here in Murmansk, and I doubt that we will have a chance to take them on without supply. So probably the only thing we can do at this point is just hold here, and then we will have to reevaluate. Reevaluate this approach. Hopefully, maybe they move out. We'll see. We will capture additional territory. So I'm going to aggressively move divisions out to capture additional territory, and we will see if we can. If they move, maybe they move some of the divisions out of Murmansk, but yeah, that's not something we can. That's not a fight we can take easily. So, what's going on here? Why are we so weirdly distributed? I'm not sure about that, but well, we'll see how what we can do. Last thing we checked today is all these naval attacks. We've done some damage to a French battleship. We've damaged a convoy, but lost a plane. A little bit more damage here, and lost a couple more losses, but more damage to enemy shipping. The question is, can they out-repair us there? Germans are getting pushed back, I believe, and we are seeing increased assaults against Grodno. That is not good. We will probably get... are we building fortifications in Grodno? Because that's a bit much, but that needs priority. So let's get that up to a level 4 fortification. And prioritize that again, and hopefully we can hold here against this onslaught. Who are they sending against us? It's the Americans coming in. Yeah, Germany is not looking too great. I think we are starting to see an increased number of American troops on the ground here on the Allied side, so that is going to be a bit of a problem. But well, we'll try to hold here. We'll dig in. We'll fortify the area and make sure that, and maybe we can still take this corner here. But potential push against Murmansk, and maybe we can make some moves here to encircle and defeat some of the Soviet divisions. Potentially attack Murmansk from multiple directions. We will see, but at least we're across the river, which is a good thing. So, unless they decide to push us back, which is not something we have an awful lot of say about. So we will see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody. Small operations, assaults here along the lines, somewhat, but hopefully these little operations mean that where were we on the we were on the defending side, where we don't lose an awful lot. but we are capturing some rifles and some other equipment, and hopefully over time this is going to help. And we are researching, we're already close to Maintenance Company 3, which is going to give us a 15% capture rate. So, is there anything interesting? Nope. That's it for me today. Thanks, everybody. And I will see you next time. The overall goal still remains to recapture, to capture the areas here north in Norway and Sweden, and to recreate the empire of Finno-Ugre. And then we'll declare that one fixed. But then we'll have a chance. Then we could even try to push Germany back. But yeah, the arrival of the Americans and the presence of most of the Allied shipping in the Baltics is a continuous thorn in our side, and we will try to do something about it. But all of that coming in future episodes. Bye bye.